We celebrate a major holiday, birthday, or life event every month of the year. We celebrate with food. It is never a good time to go on a diet, but with a few small shifts in perspective, I think you'll agree there is a right time. Whether your goal is to lose the last 5 pounds or 105 pounds, reaching that goal will take time and consistent effort. But the world we live in is not set up to provide us with that time or make it easy to stick with your plan long enough to reach your goal. Here in the United States, we start off the year with New Year's Day, jump right into Super Bowl celebrations and Valentine's Day, which are all events highlighted by food, and the list goes on and on. It's easy to think once we get into spring and past this cold weather, I'll start my diet. Or once we get through the summer picnic season, it will be easier to stick to a better eating pattern. There's always a reason to put off starting a goal, and those reasons can be valid. But the reality is that life will not slow down so that you can focus on losing weight. In fact, it might feel like life is conspiring against you when you make up your mind to change. I was very encouraged by a member of my Freedom program. In the program, we have a forum where I provide guidance and members can share their experiences. One member wrote that she was having great success and went on to share that she was caring for her husband who was having some very serious health issues. Now, with the challenges that she was facing, it would have been easy for her to take on the mindset that her health could wait, but she had a different perspective. She realized that by taking care of herself, she was better able to care for her husband. You know, it didn't look like a good time for her to diet, but it was the right time. When I was in my late 20s and early 30s, I struggled with a very strong sweet tooth. I would wake up thinking about junk food, daydream about junk food, and sneak eat junk whenever I could. Of course, you can sneak it all you want, but you can't hide the weight gain that comes when you eat sugar and refined treats every day like I was doing. And I was becoming more and more uncomfortable in my body, yet at the time, I felt very attached to the junk food. Life was stressful and food seemed to calm me down. It was a coping mechanism for sure, and I liked having it as part of my life. So I developed an arsenal of excuses and justifications as to why it wasn't a good time to change. And as I was thinking about putting this video together, I had to laugh at myself as I remembered one of my reasons for not starting a diet. I had convinced myself that dieting was torture. I would then tell myself, what if I got in an accident tomorrow? It would be terrible to spend your last day on earth voluntarily torturing yourself by dieting. And I look back at that now and I laugh at myself, but it was a real concern at the time. And please don't leave me hanging here. If you have a past excuse for not starting a diet, please share it in the comments below. And the seemingly silly ones are welcome because it is freeing for others to see that they're not alone in their thoughts. And if you'd like to hear more of my story, I have a free video series on my website that you can watch, and I will point you to that page. But to make a long story short, I found out that life is really good on the other side of sugar. Yet I would have missed out on many of the positive experiences that I have today if I had not changed my perspective. When I started my journey to lose weight, it was not a good time to do it. Life was stressful and my mind was working overtime, trying to convince me to come to my senses and unwind with some ice cream already. In the early days, I was tempted to give up and go back to my comfort zone, but you can't wait for temptations to go away. If you struggle with the desire to eat sugar and fast food and desserts, the irony is that the only thing that will lessen those temptations is to not give in to them. When you eat refined foods, what you often hear me refer to as the 3 C's, cookies, cakes, and candies, those foods get absorbed into your system so quickly that they cause a release of a feel-good chemical called dopamine in an area of your brain called the nucleus accumbens. That area is nicknamed the pleasure center of the brain. Stimulation of the area is one reason why people get addicted to drugs. Sugar is an addictive drug, so there's no shame in wanting to eat it. Even though I no longer struggle with my sweet tooth, nothing magically happened inside of me to now make me feel repulsed by the smell of fresh baked donuts. I think they smell delicious, and I have no doubt that they would taste good, but the temptation to eat them is no longer strong. Here's what I want you to know. Many years ago, a committee of doctors came together to try to understand the factors that had to be in place for someone to stick with healthy habits like eating right and exercising. They found that people stick with their goal long enough to get results when their plan is easy to follow, enjoyable, and effective. If you have a clear strategy that works for your lifestyle, enjoy the food you eat, and see evidence that your plan is working, you will stick to your goal. These elements are what I call the 3 E's. It takes some work to get them in place, but when you do, you can sit down in front of a dozen chocolate chip cookies and comfortably say, no, thank you. And here again, if you've been down this path and you no longer feel drawn to junk food, please share your story in the comments below to encourage others. There are many reasons why it is inconvenient to start a diet today, but remind yourself that you don't have to complete the entire journey today. You have what you need to get started, and today is better than tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow never comes. If you want something to help you get aimed in the right direction, I have a free eating strategy that has been downloaded more than 80,000 times. It can help you to get started. And when you request it, you will be directed to the free video series that I had talked about earlier. The videos will encourage you and motivate you to get in the game and stay in the game. Thanks for watching. This video was a bit different than my others. If you would like more videos like this sprinkled into my usual weight loss how-to videos, please let me know. But either way, I hope that you click the subscribe button before you go, as well as the bell icon so that you receive a notification when my next video is released. Have a great day.